Hello. Hello, Hadley and Eliza. Hey, it's Friday. Seems like I've been in the house forever. I can't stop thinking about you two. I love you so much, and I want to start reading another book. I hope you enjoy this one. If you don't, maybe you could suggest something. But anyway, this is one of my favorites. I read it just a little while ago. It's called, and I started to read it to you guys when you were here last time. It's called The Hoboken Chicken Emergency. Okay, and this is by, again, my favorite author, Daniel Pinkwater, and it's got illustrations. So I know Eliza likes illustrations. So anyways, I just really enjoyed this book, and I hope you do too. So we're going to start out chapter 1. Nobody in Arthur Bobowitz's family really liked turkey. Certainly the kids didn't like it as much as chicken or duck. They suspected that Mama and Papa didn't like it very much either. Still, they had a turkey every Thanksgiving, like almost every family in Hoboken. Thanksgiving is an important American holiday, Papa would say. You kids are Americans, and you ought to celebrate important American holidays. On Thanksgiving, you eat turkey. Would you want people to think that you were ungrateful? Papa came from Poland, and he was very big on holidays and being an American. There was no arguing with him. They had turkeys every year. Most of the kids in the neighborhood had the same scene at home. Some of them liked turkeys, some of them didn't, but they all had it on Thanksgiving. They all had fathers, like Arthur Bobowitz's father, that came from Italy and the Ukraine and Puerto Rico and Hong Kong. The kids were all being raised to be Americans, and everyone's father knew that Americans eat turkey on Thanksgiving. Late in November, in the windows of the stores in Hoboken's, where ducks had hung and sausages and legs of lamb, turkeys suddenly appeared. For the rest of the year, anyone who wanted a turkey would have to go clear out of town. The turkeys appeared in Hoboken at Thanksgiving, no other time. It was Arthur's job to go get the family turkey. Papa had reserved a turkey weeks in advance at Murphy's meat market. On Thanksgiving morning, Arthur was supposed to go to the market and bring back the turkey, a big one. The whole family was going to be there, aunts and uncles and some cousins, Mama and Papa, and Arthur's little brother and sister. Bringing back the turkey was an important job. Once it came into the house, all the cooking and rushing out for last-minute things from the store, and with all the good smells, would start. It was a good holiday, and all the kids enjoyed it. But it would have been better if they had had a duck or a chicken. Something had gone wrong at Murphy's meat market. Somehow Papa's turkey reservation had gotten lost. Every turkey had some other family's name on it. None of them had the name Bobowitz. Arthur ran down Garden Street and up the stairs to the apartment house. He told his mother about the mistake at the meat market. Maybe you'd better go back and get 2 chickens and a duck, his mother said. She was almost smiling. I'll explain it to your father. Arthur was sure she didn't like turkey either. Why wouldn't she admit it? Things had gone even more wrong than Arthur thought. When he got back to Murphy's meat market, there wasn't a single chicken in the place. No ducks either. All they had were turkeys, and every one of them was reserved for somebody else. Arthur was bothered by this, but not terribly worried. There are lots of stores and markets in Hoboken, German and Italian butchers, Spanish grocers, supermarkets. You can get almost anything to eat in the world in Hoboken, except a turkey, a chicken, or a duck on Thanksgiving. As Arthur found out, he went to every store in town and that might possibly have had a bird. He went to a few stores that probably did not have birds, just in case. This is a fish market. What makes you think we have turkeys and chickens, you silly kid? No chickens in the vegetable store, you silly kid. Silly kid, this is an Indian grocery store. Curry powder we've got, mango chutney we've got, flash frozen chapatas we've got, birds we don't have. Arthur was looking for turkeys, chickens, ducks, geese. He would have taken any kind of bird at all. There wasn't anything of the kind to be found in the whole town. It was getting to be late in the morning, and it was snowing a little. Arthur was getting depressed. This was the first time he had a job of getting the Thanksgiving bird, and he had messed it up. He had tried every place. He had $16 in his pocket, and he hadn't found one single bird. He walked along River Street. He didn't want to go home. This is the picture of Arthur walking. It's so hard to do that. Of Arthur walking down, see if you can, I got to hold it still, down River Street. Okay. He had to go home and tell his mother the bad news. He He felt tired, and the cold was going right through him. He noticed a card stuck in the window of an apartment house door. Professor Mazzacati, inventor of the chicken system, by appointment. That's what the sign on the door, I'm going to get this right yet. The sign on the door looked like. Okay. Arthur rang the bell. What did he have to lose? The door buzzer buzzed, and he pushed it open. He stood at the bottom of the stairs. A voice from above shouted, "You will not get me evicted. My brother owns the building. I am a scientist. If you don't stop bothering me, I'll let the rooster loose again." "Do you have a chicken for sale?" Arthur shouted. He was desperate. "What? You want to buy a chicken? Come right up," the voice from above answered. Arthur climbed the stairs. At the head of the stairs was an old man. He was wearing an old bathrobe with dragons embroidered on it. "I have been waiting for years for someone to come to buy a super chicken," the old man said. "The only people who ever came here are neighbors to complain about my chickens. They don't want me to keep them." "You keep chickens in your apartment?" Arthur asked. "A farm would be better," Professor Mazzacati said, "but my brother lets me stay here without paying rent, and these are special chickens. I prefer to keep them under lock and key." "We need one to cook for Thanksgiving," Arthur said. "A large family?" Professor Mazzacati asked. "All my cousins are coming," Arthur said. "And how much money did you bring?" the old man asked. $16. "Good. Wait here." The old man went inside the apartment with Arthur's $16. When he opened the door, Arthur heard a clucking sound, but not like any clucking he had ever heard. It was deeper, louder, and Arthur had a feeling this wasn't going to work out. He was right. Professor Mazzacati came out of the apartment a few minutes later. He was leading a chicken that was taller than he was. "This is the best poultry bargain on earth," he said. "A medium-sized super chicken, 6 cents a pound. Here's your 266-pound chicken. On the hoof. She'll be mighty good eating. Please don't forget to return the leash and collar." And Professor Mazzacati closed the apartment door. Arthur stood on the landing with the giant chicken for a while. The chicken looked bored. She shifted from foot to foot and stared at nothing with her little red eyes. Arthur was trying to understand what had just happened. He was trying to believe that there was a 266-pound chicken standing in the hallway with him. Arthur was feeling numb. Then Arthur found himself pounding on Professor Mazzacati's door. "No refunds," Professor Mazzacati shouted without opening the door. "Don't you have anything smaller?" Arthur asked. "No refunds," Professor Mazzacati, inventor of the chicken system, shouted. Arthur could see that this was all he was going to get from Professor I'm going to get this name right. Mazzacati. He picked up the end of the leash. "She is a bargain when you consider the price per pound," Arthur thought. The chicken tamely followed Arthur down the stairs. Oops, we have a picture I forgot to show you there. Hold on a second. Oh, where is it? So here is Arthur with the giant chicken. So the chicken followed Arthur down the stairs. Everybody noticed the chicken as Arthur led it home. Most people didn't want to get too close to it. Some people made a point of moaning noise when they saw the chicken. Arthur and the chicken arrived at the apartment house where the Bobowitz family lived. Arthur led the chicken up the stairs and tied the leash to the banister. Then he went in to prepare his mother. "That took a long time," she said. "Did you get a bird?" "I got a chicken," Arthur said. "Well, where is it?" "I left it in the hall," Arthur said. "It only costs 6 cents a pound." "That's very cheap," his mother said. "Are you sure there's nothing wrong with it? Maybe it isn't fresh?" "It's fresh," Arthur said. "It's alive." And there he is bringing the chicken home to his family and his mother reacting to it. Anyways, that's where we'll stop for today, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Love you both so much.